Hey, I'm gonna be living there for 4 months. Isn't that crazy?
In the pursuit of knowledge and understanding, young men and women gather at colleges and universities across the land. Research, lectures, great books provide the core for the learning experience. Theory and structure are integral parts of the whole. And yet many express the concern that there is a void, an uncomfortable and disturbing vacuum, that there is a dimension to learning that many times does not take place in the confines of the classroom.
And then all of a sudden I'm living on a ship for 4 months with kids that I haven't even met yet. Hi guys, what's up? It's Emma. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a recap of my past semester / more questions about semester at sea. I'm now on land school again. I'm at Tech. I love Virginia Tech. It's like my home. Obviously last semester was like the coolest probably experience of my entire life. It's weird when you come home because it feels like you never even left. Everyone's like, how's your semester? And you're like, I lived on a ship for 4 months with 400 other students and we traveled the world just like Zach and Cody. But I'm gonna be answering and talking about a few questions about semester at sea, kind of like an overall recap, final thoughts kind of deal. Now I have like all these friends that are from like all over the entire world. I FaceTimed Max yesterday and he's living in San Francisco, and I'm texting Kyle, and Kyle's up in New York right now. Or no, Kyle's in Boston right now. And I'm talking to my roommate every single day, Alexis, and she's in Georgia. And I'm texting Kate and she goes to Bama, and I'm visiting UVA next weekend and I'm gonna go see my friend Sadie. It's also so crazy how much you come home and then miss them, because you all of a sudden go from being with them for every single day for like 4 months in very, very close confined quarters and really weird experiences. And it's funny, they talked to us before we left, and I've heard this from other voyages that it's gonna be like a shock when you come back to the real world. I just had all these crazy fun experiences that like I would have never had before, and now I'm home and everything's like back to normal. It's hard to talk about with people because like it seems like you're being like, oh my gosh, like when I was in Croatia, like, so you don't really talk about it unless you're talking to another SAS kid. But we're gonna answer some questions and talk about it. As you can see, I'm officially hit me that I miss it so much, and like it was absolutely the coolest experience of my entire life. I'm glad I'm on land now and I have peanut butter and I can make my own food, and I like shop for my groceries, and like I can order water and it's not gonna maybe kill me, which is fun. Yeah, I'm pretty much gonna tell you why semester C is like the best thing that ever happened to me. So roll the tape. What surprised you most about the experience? I didn't know what to expect at all going in, honestly. I literally had no idea. You will just be walking somewhere and like see another group of kids that are on the program and everyone freaks out and is like, sass, 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 no way. And like everybody always ends up like going out at the same spot, and like everyone's like always together, and like those kids become like your best friends. Honestly, I loved semester C so much because I'm a sophomore now. When I moved out of my freshman dorm, I was really sad because the whole concept of being able to run to your guy friend's hall 1 floor floor down, like spending the night with them or like talking with them for hours, like bothering anybody on your floor, like for whatever. It's the same concept on a ship, but everything's way more compact, so like you're always with some people. Someone's always doing something, and being in an environment like that, you like become way closer super fast. It's so strange like coming out into real life and like all of a sudden everyone's on their phones again. Like once again, we didn't really have much like phone usage on the ship. Like we got 7 minutes of Wi-Fi a day, and we'd have sometimes service in country depending on your provider. Like in Africa, AT&T didn't cover any of that, so I literally had no phone the entire time, and I liked it. That was the weirdest thing. I was honestly so stressed going in, like being away from my phone. Like granted, I like love social media, it's my job on low. The hardest part was giving up TikTok, but I never thought that I would like not having my phone. Like that was so weird. Be more present, which is super fun. You just learn how to make relationships, and you're way more outgoing and you're way more social. And like now coming back at home, it's like I'm on my phone all the time. I don't like it. And like not having a phone was like, I just liked being disconnected because I really I needed a break, you know, and I really think it was like the best thing ever. I recommend a film camera and being disconnected from society because you make the best memories and you meet the coolest people. That's one piece of advice you'd give to somebody about to get on the ship. Everybody wants to be friends with everybody when you first arrive, so like definitely be super social. Don't be scared. There's like literally no reason to be. You're going to be living with these people for 4 months. I just was so nervous on my first day. I didn't have any expectations going in, and everything that I possibly could have imagined that like I could have like dreamed happened. Open mind, open heart, don't be nervous. Also, biggest tip is make friends with the crew. Honestly, the crew works so hard to keep the ship clean and make it running, and they're just the best. I shout out David, my favorite chef. Shout out Jacqueline, painted my flag nails, gave me pedicures. I still DM her on Instagram to this day. She's actually on the voyage right now, and they're in Japan. It makes me really sad because I miss her. Challenges you faced in country. Honestly, the biggest challenge faced, you learn very fast who you like to travel with and who you don't. And it doesn't mean like you're not going to be friends. We traveled a few times with people that it's like you can tell your travel styles don't mesh well, and like you'd love to hang out with them like once you get there or go out together, but like in terms of traveling together in like high stress situations, it's not a move. Be adaptable and change your groups up in terms of traveling and like branch out. My roommate and I were always together, but we switched around who we were with like all the time. I also would recommend doing an even balance of independent travel and SAS programs. I booked a bunch of SAS programs, like ones that are led by them and like planned by them, food's taken care of, travel, sleep, everything sporadically. So like I would have breaks where I wouldn't spend money really because it was already prepaid, and then like I'd be traveling with like a new group of people and make a new group of friends. All of a sudden you're all like don't know each other, and you're all of a sudden doing all these things together, so you're gonna become friends anyways, so you make random little groups of friends. This question says favorite day on the ship. My favorite days on the ship was when we'd play ping pong till like literally all day. There was a period in the middle of the like whole voyage, like all I was doing was playing ping pong, and like everybody sits around the table and like talks and plays music, and like there's a smoke deck, and like it's such a like social fun thing. And like going to fancy dinner was amazing. It made it so much fun. Every single day on the ship like was my favorite day. It gets to the point where you get so used to where you are, like walking out anymore doesn't like shock you. There was a day we had global studies, and we literally canceled class early because there were dolphins swimming next to the ship, and like we just looked out the window and there's like a whole group of them just like jumping in the wake of the ship. Like that doesn't happen anywhere else. Like, and I was staring outside of the window in my lecture the other day, and I was like, I used to stare out at the ocean bored in class, and now I'm staring at a cement cinder block wall, and I can't even imagine like I can't believe that happened. Do you feel like you've grown or learned from your voyage? If so, how? I'm a very stressed traveler. Like I always believe in like worst case scenario, and like even traveling like in the US, like I literally would be like on planes scared. Uber drivers alone, my location's being sent to my mom, my friends know when I'm arriving. Like I'm just like honestly a little bit low-key paranoid. So I was like so stressed, and honestly like I kind of expected the worst out of everybody in country, just because I was like could pickpocket me, like they're just trying to take my money, you know. Like I kind of thought that like that tourists are taken advantage of, so I was like super on edge the whole time, and like I was constantly surprised by how nice people were and like helpful, genuinely like wanted to talk to you and like wanted to connect with you. In the first couple countries I was super on edge, but like over time like I would start to be more comfortable, and like obviously I stayed vigilant and like was super careful, but I like felt myself open up to people more. I just had so many times when I like didn't expect to talk to somebody, and I did, and it turned out to be like the most amazing conversation. Or when we were in Morocco, we went to a riad because we were supposed to get picked up there for a tour, and we ended up missing our tour because we were so late to get there, and they took us in and we asked them if we could eat there. It's not super common to just walk into a hotel and say like, I want to eat. Like, I feel like abroad it was like a really weird thing to do, and like we were so tired and stressed. They sat us down and served us like the best food I've had in my entire life, like a 5-course meal. Like, they served us wine. We had like called a pastilla, I think, and it's like a cinnamon chicken pastry thing. Talked to the workers and they were amazing. Spoke very limited English, but like at the end of the day, like they were like, can you guys like please stay here for free? Like, we'll give you a free night. She's like, we love having you around so much, like you're so fun. People are kind, you know, and that's so cool. And so I feel like I opened up more as a person to meeting new people and like being less judgmental. The other question is, did the voyage change your perspective on the world / yourself? Like I said, saw people in a different light, and I still do, and like I feel like I'm definitely more open-minded and like less judgmental and more trusting. And I feel like my heart opened up a lot more because I just realized it's so much more meaningful to make connections with people than like go through your life like being scared to get hurt by somebody. I became more open, and I really like that. I know that I'm privileged, you know, like I go to college, I have a car, like I have a YouTube channel, like I work, I make my own money, I have access to like clean water and like food and stuff. I knew that I was privileged before going, but I don't think I really knew to what extent. You meet people that have nothing but are so happy, and it makes you like realize like all your problems, like my problems that I have now, like they're so insignificant. Like they're literally like it's so easy to get wrapped up in like your lifestyle, small tiny things, boy problems, or like date parties or sorority recruitment, like stuff like that. When you put it in terms of like a global scope, it kind of made me really aware of things that I want to accomplish, and just made me really aware of my privilege and like my power to help people. We are so much bigger than just ourselves, and so it makes me excited for the future. Did you have a favorite class? So a class that I had that I never expected to like was something called Media in Society. It was taught by a man who sounded like the talk show host of like a radio. Like he had like a vintage voice, if that makes sense, and it turned out to be more of like a world events kind of thing. Beforehand, the closest thing I got to news was reading Daily Mail on Snapchat. It's safe to say that I was so uneducated in terms of like, I like learned so much. I talk about this all the time. I literally talked about this during recruitment. It was so much. Our field class was in Morocco, and it was talking about how oppressive the media is towards women sometimes and sensitive topics. There are certain things people can't talk about, and like we talk about restricted media and like media in the US like all the time. There are people that write stories, are thrown in jail, and then when they get released they will write another controversial story and they'll be thrown back in jail just to get the word out and have freedom of speech. How much more they're working against in their own country. It was insanely eye-opening, and like my favorite field class of all time. Like it was so cool. The last question is, what are you going to miss most about the experience? What I'm gonna miss with the experience is the experience. I mean, I made so many close friends. I loved everybody on the ship in terms of like the staff was amazing, like so fun, so many lattes, oh my, like why? And going to Berlin and studying and like staying in Berlin till like 3 a.m. pulling all-nighters, playing aggressive cards to the point that I would like break my nail, and like doing random shit in people's rooms. Community on the ship is so unique in terms of that, and like everybody gets so close, and I will miss the entire thing. My favorite thing out of the entire thing was when we would get back from a country. It'd be the first dinner that night on the ship when like everybody has just traveled for a week either together or apart, and everyone kind of comes back because like the ship is home and you are like finally can breathe again, you're safe, you're on the ship. Like everyone's exchanging stories of their week, saying, oh my god, hey, like what's up, and like over like bonding over a meal, and like everyone's just so happy to see each other, and like it's just like such a wholesome, happy feeling. I would look forward to that every single time, because it's not like I didn't want the week to be over. Obviously coming back and seeing everybody, hearing about like how was your week, like what did you do, like oh my god, we got into this situation and like did this. Honestly, coming back and like bonding with people and like talking about their weeks and having the coolest conversations, like that is my favorite part. And like I know to this day that I'm going to be visiting my SAS friends and like talking about their lives. Honestly, I held off making this video for so long because I didn't want to have to like process, not my experience, but like I didn't want to have to think about it, because I came back and I was like, I'm home, like thank god, like I can breathe, like I'm gonna go to Chipotle, like who wants Starbucks, like American food, like focus on like the getting home part. And like when I got home, I definitely was ready to be home, because like traveling for that long was like stressful, a lot, miss my family, my cat, like everything. Going back and trying to describe like an experience like that, it is pretty much damn near impossible, because you are never going to truly understand like what it is like to do a program like that until you do go on it. I would recommend this program anyone. Like granted, there are a lot of rules sometimes. It is very a strange environment. The experiences that you get out of it are absolutely insane. The people that you meet are the coolest. It changed my entire perspective on the world and myself, and I feel like because of that I learned a lot and became a better person. Impactful it was on me. It literally was. And like granted, like I had to eat ship food for 4 months, and like it wasn't the best at times, but then I sit there, I'm like, I'm eating steak in the middle of the ocean. Like, I literally, like, how am I complaining right now? I ate way too many Pringles, and I bought way too many coffees, and like strawberry pineapple smoothies are the best. The captain is hot. Yes, he is. Go to classes every day in a bathing suit. Like some days the UV was 11. I've never even seen that on the scale. Like, I was tan as heck. We'd have volleyball club, like what? Like on the ship, and like watching the sunset every night, like off the top deck. And there are dolphins, there are flying fish, you're playing ping pong, and like you can look off the back of the deck and like see other ships. And like we went through the Panama Canal. That's freaking crazy. I tried to sleep on the deck, but it didn't work out because it was too cold. There are just so many memories like compressed into this experience, like I could talk about for literally a damn year and a half.
You are free to disembark.
We gotta go! We gotta go! So that was my recap on my semester at sea experience. Leave any comments down below. I do have one more video coming about semester at sea because I am home, but I filmed a last ship week in my life and I haven't touched it in terms of editing because it's gonna make me so sad to like go through it and realize like it's done, it's gone. That will be coming, and this video is like, I haven't posted in like a month or two or something, honestly, but like I just needed that time. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's at Emma Topp with 2 A's. Going back abroad for spring break, so like that's more abroad content. I'm planning some crazy trips for the summer, so like travel content is not over, and neither is SAS content. I probably won't ever shut up about it, but if you guys enjoyed and tried to understand like what that was like for me, I'll answer any questions down below if you want. Subscribe, all the good stuff. Sorry I almost cried. That was dramatic, but it really just meant a lot to me, and I liked it a lot. I don't know. I don't think you really know how much something like that changes you until you're back home in your routine and you just don't feel the same, and something's a little off, and that's because there's now a part of you somewhere else that loves doing these other things like nobody in your life now really is ever going to understand or know about. That is it. I love you guys, and peace. In case you guys didn't know, Berlin is the best dining hall.